Hey everyone, Adam Mishan here, singer, songwriter, and vocal coach. Today we're going to go over some great simple exercises you can do in the car, in the shower, while doing the dishes. You have complete freedom when it comes to these exercises.
Run, run, lost boy, they say to me.
Okay, so the very first thing that I look for when I'm trying to get an exercise that can be done in the car, in the shower, is number one, is it free form? So we don't want a piano. Number two, we want to make sure that it doesn't require our hands. So while we're driving our car, we can do it hands free. And we want them to be exercises overall that don't require too much brain power, so we can be doing something else and still do the exercise properly. All right, so exercise number one will be the puffy cheek exercise. This is where we're going to break it down into smaller pieces so that you get it, and then we're going to put it all together. So first thing you got to do is puff the cheeks out. Second thing we got to do is open up a little bit of area for the air to escape through the lips. Then what we got to do is put some voice behind it. And because we're going to be without a piano, we're just going to do single notes. Very simple, but it can be highly effective at getting the voice warmed up. So we're going to start really low in our range. Try to think of the bottom, scraping the bottom of your range. So it'll be different for you than it is for me, but that's fine. So we're just going to go. One thing that's really important while you're doing this exercise, make sure that the tongue is right up against the bottom teeth. A lot of people will tend to retract the tongue as we do this exercise. We want to try to keep the tongue right up against those bottom teeth. Now I want you to notice how my face is staying totally relaxed. As we go into the higher range, we'll skip a few now. We're going to go into the higher range. You want to try to make this as relaxed as possible in the face. So let's do that. We don't want to have that last part. We want to have relaxed face. What you're going to notice is this builds up a lot of pressure in your body. The goal is to try to keep the pressure off your throat, put all the pressure against your lips and against your abdomen. Those are the two places where you want to feel the pressure. Once you've done going note for note, I won't do it here on the video, but once you're done going note for note through your whole range, you can put it onto slides. And that's really one of my favorite things because we want to build agility, but we also want to build strength. So the strength is going to come from holding out, finding that kind of solidity in the voice, whereas the agility is going to come from sliding. So we're going to go. And when we do this, we're going to find places in our voice that need a little bit more attention. So I'll show you a quick demonstration and I'll point out where I'm getting a little bit of wonkiness. And then I'm going to show you how I would go about dealing with that. So right in there on the top, I'm feeling like it's just not quite connecting. So I would lean into that area. Don't run away from it. Try to work that area. Take a breath. It will smoothen out over time as you do this over and over again in that range. It will start to become smoother. You can also take a sip of something that you're drinking. So it's starting to become smoother. It's still a little bit crackly at the top, but it's starting to smoothen out a lot more. So that's the first thing I would do. So there's your first 2 exercises right there. Just with those 2 exercises, you could make a good 5-minute part of your warm-up. Now we're going to do the lip roll. This is provided that you could do the lip roll without your hands. So for those of you that can't, jump to the next exercise. So we're going to go. And the goal here is to go to the end of the breath, but not the absolute dregs of the breath. So you don't want to be going to the point where you're like squeezing out the last little bit of air, because that is going to put undue pressure against the vocal cords. But you just want to let it flow. Again, keeping the face totally relaxed, and then move note by note. And a good way to kind of test how well you're doing with this is you can see over time, if your voice starts to hold out for longer, that means that you're managing your breath better, which is really good. So I know I'm skipping over a bunch of notes, but just for the sake of the length of this video. So that's just to give you an idea of what that'll sound like in the different areas of my range. And then I would do the same thing. We could do slides. You could try to extend that a little bit higher. Do it just in your chest voice. There are a lot of different options when it comes to warming up, totally hands-free, totally away from the piano. Another one we can work on totally hands-free without any piano is vowel modifications. So vowel modifications is where we're switching the vowel over so that we keep things steady and controlled as we go higher. And you'll be able to really feel where the point of the vowel needs to modify. So you could try something like So you can kind of see how it's wanting to round out a lot. So I'm adding the modification here is a little bit of an towards the ah. So ah. So there's a little bit of a on the top. That's where it's kind of modified. So you can do that with a bunch of slides. This one doesn't lend itself so well towards doing single note holds, but it's really good for the slide exercises. And then between those 3, if you do it the way that I just showed you, you could make a 15-minute warm-up, get your voice ready to go while you're in your car on the way to a gig, while you're in the shower getting ready in the morning. Whatever you're doing, you don't need to have a piano. You don't need to be stuck to a device in order to make this vocal warm-up happen. That's one of the amazing things about singing, and I think one of the reasons why I stuck to it as opposed to guitar or piano. There you have to have this massive device when you practice, whereas here, all you need is this to work your voice. So it's really just about using what you've got, where you are, trying to make the most of it. Remember, something is better than absolutely nothing. So it's better to get the warm-up in with a less than perfect sort of setup than to have to wait until you're in the perfect setup. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments down below. And if you want to see another video like this, check out this one right here. You're gonna like it too.